Hi, welcome to Passion for Life this evening with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I have some friends here. And, we missed you all last week, but hopefully you enjoyed our rerun. We're here today, and we're live, and I'm happy to be back and sharing some more information about our passions and our wellness and our health. And I have some real phenomenal friends here today, and in fact, one is my friend and my cousin. So we're having a good time. And I'm so excited to have her here as well as my old friend here. And I think we're going to have somebody else come in a little while. And hopefully we'll have some phone calls coming through. So, hey guys.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fabulous.
You're fabulous.
I'm feeling great.
Oh my goodness. Well,
yes.
welcome
Thank
to
you.
Passion for Life with Dee and Friends.
Wow.
And yeah.
And friends and family.
And family. Well, you're my friend and my family.
Amen
okay?
for that.
Hello, so it's a blessing. It truly is. So, Miss Lisa, when we have a new friend on the couch, well, this is a new environment too, so it's kind of like, okay, I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone, but
we're going to get comfortable.
we're going to be okay, right?
Yes.
So, we usually ask, what is your passion for life?
Wow. That's a good question. My passion is kind of like unchaining our own mental slavery. My own. I've been growing lately and changing what I thought about myself. I didn't think I could get up early in the morning. I didn't think I could get up and walk and work out and feel good, or, just changing everything about who I am.
Okay.
And that's been a great passion, and I just ended up going to Hempstead High School. They had a career day, and I was having a great time with talking with the kids, telling them that they could do some things.
Right.
Yeah, so it was a very good time.
Well, so mentoring.
Oh, yeah,
I know that you've always been a mentoring, and you and your mom are doing some phenomenal things because you own your own restaurant.
Yes.
And with some serious food, I'm like, oh, I haven't been there in a while, so I have to get on over there.
Yes,
because, you have healthy choices, and that's a good thing.
I have healthy choices,
Yes.
and I do still have, I have the traditional foods, but our traditional foods weren't always fattening.
This is true. It's how you cook them.
It's how you cook.
Yeah.
And it's how you combine.
This is true.
What you make. I've had a lot of people come to the restaurant, and it's almost like the kid that just got into college and they're away from home.
Right.
And they eat whatever they want. It drives me crazy in the back that people would have candy yams and have macaroni and cheese on one plate.
Yeah.
And no vegetables.
Right.
And occasionally I'll come out and talk to people, and I'll ask them about their food choices.
Right.
And I said, you had double starches. And they're like, yeah, no, that was real good. And I'm like, no, that's not healthy for you.
No.
And people do know it's not healthy for them, but they will take those candied yams and say, well, it grew. And I'm like, no, what it does in your body is turn to sugar.
Right.
And we have to be more conscious of what we're eating if we want to live.
Exactly. And that's the problem right now, because we find that actually sugar is an addiction. When people are eating, and once you start eating that sugar, you can't even stop, because I know I'm addicted to it. We've talked about it a lot on the show, because we realize a lot of our problems, all of our disorders are due to what you eat.
An abundant
and sugar
amount
is
of
a sugar, and it's actually this AGEs, which we haven't really explored too much yet, and we'll probably be doing that in the next week or so, because AGEs is advanced glycation end products, and what happens is it's sugar and it combines with protein. If you have sugar, it's bad, but when you combine it with this protein, and makes this molecule in your body, it ends up being very toxic, and it starts accumulating in your body and causes a lot of diseases, and because it attaches to your organs. And
we're not being mindful of that. This is one body. I don't get another body after this.
Exactly.
I mean, I think about how much sugar we in that things that you don't think should have sugar.
Right.
Bread has a lot of sugar now.
Yeah. Well, everything has, well, not everything, but
They
the
have
carbs
a certain amount of sugar.
Well,
The size or something.
Yeah, but when you have sugar placed in sauces, and now with the corn syrups, because it's cheaper for them to make, we're really getting into a sad point of not being able to take care of ourselves.
Right, exactly. Well, it creates a lot of discord in your body, because what happens is this sugar actually makes reactions that aren't healthy. It sets on it's probably immune response, because it doesn't recognize the sugar, and it starts to say, oh no, we got to fight against it and try to actually get it out of your body, and it doesn't. It can't. Autoimmune. Yeah, disease.
And it's worse than cocaine.
Yeah, it is worse than cocaine, because actually we've seen some movies. They've done some documentaries. They've done a lot of research on that sugar protein combo, and there's a lot more to be revealed. So it's extremely scary. So because like I know people have said sugar is actually not grown. It's not a natural state, so you have to really get your sugars from the fruits, and where you have your fiber and the
sugar
protein.
is what your brain uses. It's the brain food, and when you have too much of it, diabetes, and I remember, because I suffered from it.
Yeah, right.
I was on insulin.
Right.
I've had blood sugar levels at 800.
Right.
Which I should have went to a hospital, but I wasn't thinking right.
Wow. You were out of your mind.
I was out of my mind.
Yeah.
And I was so bad. And I've heard diabetics say this: I'll just give myself another insulin shot. You could kill yourself.
Exactly.
You're not a doctor.
Exactly.
And you are literally out of your mind.
Right.
It's not something easy to control. I mean, diet and exercise is what you need, but that is the last thing I wanted to do. Was to watch what I was eating and then work out from there. I mean, I would wake up with 300 readings. 300, no problem.
Yeah.
Wake
When
up.
you wake up.
And wait a minute.
Didn't even start yet.
Thank God I would wake up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you've done such a transformation, and and you've kept it off after you, because I know you went.
I had gastric bypass.
Right.
I will tell anybody, if
you.
you are out of control and you want to be here, and you have never stayed on a diet.
You die on a diet.
I was trying. It seemed like I knew I was killing myself. I knew I was killing myself, and I knew at some given point, because I remember I took diabetes education, and she said, diabetes is a prelude to a heart attack.
Right.
And so at the point where I was waiting for my heart attack.
Right.
I mean, I'd come home from work, and I didn't have a job that, like, I would not eat all day. As soon as I get home, I would be starving. Because as a chef, I was tasting, tasting. And that's it. And so while you're in the mix, you feel like you've eaten.
Yeah.
And soon as you get home or on your way home, you were stopping somewhere to get something to eat. And you didn't want to cook anymore because you've been cooking for everybody else.
Yeah.
And so I knew that where I was going to kill me.
Right.
And we had just opened the restaurant. I was 286 pounds and starving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just starving.
Yeah.
Because I would go all day, no food. Then I'd eat late at night, wake up 300, 350, go back to work. Same routine. Somewhere in there was going to be a, Elizabeth, I'm coming to see you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you decided to do that gastric bypass.
I definitely did.
And I know you had to go for counseling and nutritional counseling and
You have to go through nutritional counseling. You go through psychological counseling, because I have had friends that have reverted.
right.
They were bigger than they were before the gastric bypass.
Exactly.
And which really made me a little nervous, because what they did was they clipped my stomach. So that skin is thin. You know, the muscle is like,
And it's
and you
invasive.
bring it back.
Yeah, it's invasive. You did something,
Exactly.
you know, and then you.
I said, I had enough pain trying to get up out of that bed the first day to let me know that I didn't want to go through that again. And I've heard of people going through it again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
No, it's crazy. Well, we're going to be talking about digestion, and I know you probably have had some digestive
goodness.
issues too.
Oh, the first week.
Wow. When you had the bypass?
Yeah.
The first week?
The first week, you think you're hungry. Well, first you start off, you're not hungry for anything. And then he'll finally let you have some food. And you get hungry like this fast. And then you're like, I got to eat something. You take one. The first thing I ate was tomato soup. I probably, it took me a week and a half to finish the one can.
What?
Because you take 1 tablespoon and you were full. Your stomach was no bigger than a thumb.
But you know what? Wasn't it a great feeling to be full for the first time?
Oh, yeah.
Because
To be full, wait a minute, to be full and not have a mound of food that you just dusted off.
Exactly.
I mean, my plates would be like this.
But see, I never was full. Okay.
Oh, I would get full.
I never got full before. I didn't have the gastric bypass.
But I'd go to sleep.
No. But see,
On top of eating.
Oh, of course. I'm going to pass out.
no. See, I was never full. I could eat and I could eat and I could eat, but I never got full.
You know that's the other side of the family.
Hello, I guess so. For sure. Unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I was just like,
We love to eat.
Oh, my
I mean,
gosh.
we came from love to eat.
yeah, and we ate good food
And
too.
and the food
you know?
was good.
It-
I mean, it was no joke. It
Yeah,
was good
yeah,
food.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I probably got one really thin aunt, my great aunt. She is the thinnest one, and she's like 90, she's about 95 now.
Good for her.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
you saw
but she's
Grandma.
the thinnest one.
But you saw Grandma.
Yes,
Grandma was very petite.
yes.
Okay, but she was on the
But-
other side.
But wait a minute. Think about it. All the ones that really lived for a long time were
thin.
thin.
Very thin. Yeah.
Them
yeah.
big ones.
They be having heart attacks and
Exactly.
gastric
But the heart is
things and what
working
have you.
overtime.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes, your entire everything is working overtime.
Well, you know what? We're going to have to take a quick break.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll get back to our commercial, our passion for life. Thank you. We are back.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and these are my friends, and actually we got another friend over on the couch. Hi.
Hey.
And actually, I didn't even get a chance to say hi to Sita.
Hello.
Hey, Sita, how you doing?
How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm so glad you're back.
I'm glad to be here.
And Aisha, oh my goodness. Yes, it's been a while, so I've been missing you. Okay, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm happy to be here, Miss you too.
Oh, yeah. So we were going to start talking, because this is my cousin.
Hey, cousin.
This is my cousin Lisa.
Yes.
She actually owns her own restaurant, and she's
Awesome.
been, you know, she has a lot of passions and what have you, and she's likes to share.
I
And
was noticing the outfit, but
Oh yeah, it's a for real chef outfit.
yeah, she's a.
it's a pretty version of it.
Thank you. I'm a girl. I can't be wearing all that white.
So she's a real chef. She does real food. Actually, one of my girlfriends was like, "Are you gonna bring some food?"
Well, one day I'll bring some food,
Okay,
and
okay.
I will bring healthy choices
Healthy choices.
because I'm redoing my menu.
Okay.
And I am adding on more healthy choices. Even when I first opened, I did a cheesecake that fat-free, no, low-fat, sugar-free.
Mm.
It would mold before I'd sell it. All my diabetic friends would come in there and say, I'm already messing up. I'm having sweet potato pie.
Well, I'll tell you, we have a phone call.
Okay.
So we're going to take a phone call real quick. Hello, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. And who do we have on the call?
My name is Lloyd. How are you, Dee?
Hi, I'm good. How you doing, Lloyd?
Excellent, excellent. I'm watching a show and I'm listening to y'all talking about food. I'm starving.
Wow.
tell ya.
Wow. She's going to bring some
Yeah.
food out next time, you know, she comes. So, you know, maybe you'll be out here, you know.
Well, I have to admit, I watch your show from inception, and these topics you're bringing to the general population is so valuable. You just keep doing what you're doing, and it's incredible. It's really incredible. I'm so proud of the fact that you're doing this. It's so important. It's what's interesting is that so many people know so little about their bodies, and when something happens to them, they have no idea what to do. They don't even know where to go or what to turn to. There's so much information out there. You hear one thing is good, the next time and it's bad. So, where do we start?
Yeah.
But, I know you all are talking about digestion today, right?
Yeah, we were going to get back on that subject, and actually, it's the largest organ system in the except
the skin.
Again, I know. Theta was saying except for the skin is comprised of so many different things, including well, we were watching a video before we came in, because we're always doing our research, and actually the chiropractor said that it starts with your sight, because when you look at it, your mouth starts to water and salivate. And so then in your mouth, and then it goes into your esophagus, and what else is there? It goes into your stomach and your small intestines, and then you have the large intestines, and then you also have the pancreas and the liver, and there's so many things, and then you got the anus, and my gosh, it's so there's so many things.
Right, and just to share a little bit about that, where I've been studying for a very long time. Digestion starts even the sight. What happens is your brain develops mapping, and when you ingest something, it knows what minerals are extracted from that particular food. So that's why sometimes we have cravings, because your body knows what it's missing.
That's true.
A lot of people, a lot of people deal with allopathic medicine. You go in, and one of the things that they never really address is digestion. And one of the reasons why digestion is so important, you can't, give your body the proper nutrients if you can't break down the food that's in your stomach. So a lot of diseases actually happen because of poor digestion. Most people that are sick actually have compromised digestion.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things I'd like to share with you, with the listening audience, is that we never think about the fact that drinking while we're eating, we're the only mammals that actually consume beverages when we eat. Like when you put something in your stomach, your body will produce the hydrochloric acid to break it down, but it's based on a specific, acidic medium, and then the stomach opens and allows that, broken down food to be transferred to the next stage of digestion.
Yeah.
But if you're drinking a beverage that is, twice as alkaline as your stomach acids, it will actually delay the process of breaking food down.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've been able to help a lot of people by getting them to stop drinking and eating. Actually, drinking before you eat actually allows the body to prepare the stomach for digestion.
Right. Well, you're supposed to drink about 15 minutes at least before.
Right.
No more than
15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah,
right.
15 to 30 minutes, and then you wait, and then you eat, and then an hour really is suggested before you drink again. Because
right, an hour. You'll actually have a craving. You'll know when you need water, because you'll actually it'll be sensed as a craving, but it's actually water to facilitate the rest of the digestive process.
Right.
And just to prepare the stomach lining, you need water to help create that mucosal lining that protects the stomach from hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, it's true.
And the other thing about digestion, a lot of people are not aware of, is that your body, you have all these microorganisms in your stomach that actually also facilitate the down process.
Yeah, definitely.
And right, so if you drink, say, chlorinated tap water, chlorine actually destroys your gut bacteria.
Yeah, never even thought about that. Didn't think about that, but that's very, very true.
Yes.
So
and
basically,
so many people drink tap water that is loaded with chlorine.
Yeah.
And they claim that you need it for your teeth.
Well,
fluoride. Sodium fluoride for your teeth.
Yeah.
And sodium fluoride is another thing that affects digestion. So, we're told in New York that, New York tap water is the best, but not for humans.
No, not
No.
for human consumption.
No. Well, so it's very scary because at this point you're looking at so many things that you have available to you and you're really not supposed to have it. So you have to take healthier alternatives. So you really have to look and see what is actually going to be the alternative to that. So
Right.
in terms of, I know distilled water would be probably the best bet to go with, but you, you,
You gotta prepare it.
you have to,
Right.
yeah,
You get a filtration system, or you buy. If you find the right bottled water, because I'm controversial on what's in those bottles
Bottled
of water.
water.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they came
So
from.
it's like
and
it's hard to get distilled water.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And
Well,
sometimes they,
I myself, I actually distill my own water. You can actually get a personal distilling unit for, starting as low as probably $150.
Okay, Lloyd, you know what?
It's in the water.
We're
But-
going to have to take a quick commercial break, okay?
Okay.
But hold on, okay?
All right.
Okay, thanks.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and these are my friends, and we also have a friend on the phone. So, hey guys.
Hey.
We were talking a little bit more about the digestive issues and what have you, and Lloyd had made a comment about the fact that, with you having the gastric bypass, that it did affect some issues with your
I was fortunate that it didn't affect me like a lot of people do still have. Like, hunger wasn't just a physical thing, it's a mental thing. When you start getting hungry, you start feeling like, okay, who do I have to hurt to get a sandwich?
You are so funny.
And so I didn't have that issue. I, took all for a year after the surgery. I did psychological. I was at the therapist. Let's talk.
for a year?
For a year.
Wow.
I made sure my stuff was right. I didn't want to be sitting up there talking about, can I get another gastric bypass? I really wanted to know some of the issues of why I was eating so much, if there was something going on. you know. So for a year afterwards, I sat and talked.
Yeah.
You know, I paid somebody to talk to him. You know.
Well, you know what's interesting? Well, if it's working for you, that's a wonderful thing. I'm happy for you. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And one of the things about digestion is one thing that's really, really tricky that a lot of people in the Western culture are not realizing. You know, you eat certain foods, and for some reason, an hour later, you feel like you're still hungry. Because what happens is, if the body doesn't get proper nutrients, and if the body doesn't get adequate fat, the body will continue to send that ghrelin hormone. And most people, we've been programmed to think that a diet loaded with fat will actually create fat on our bodies. But what happens is, when the body does not actually consume enough fat, saturated fat, it thinks that it's being starved. And when that happens, you always eat. Like, you don't have to eat every 4 hours. When you consume enough fat in your diet, you can be satiated for 6-7 hours. Literally. You don't crave any sugar or anything. All of our foods, most of the fat, saturated fat, has been removed. And they show how when that was done back in the 60s, obesity went rampant just after that.
Because
now people are
the
consuming
low-fat
sugar
foods,
without the proper nutrients.
But they added the sugar instead of the fat, right?
Right. Sugar demineralizes the body.
Right.
Refined sugar actually pulls minerals out of the body.
Yeah.
And compromises immune response.
Right.
So, you know, learning the basics about digestion will actually help facilitate the healing of a lot of pathologies that people are experiencing.
Well, there's so many diseases that actually are related to the digestion issues, you know, and it starts with just diarrhea, the constipation, and that's the basic ones, and then then you go into ulcerative colitis, and you have the appendicitis, and
which are all inflammation based.
Exactly.
Like,
The bloating and
right, and then
symptoms.
and when you have diarrhea, a lot of people don't realize that's the body's last ditch effort to purge something that's not supposed to be in it.
Right. Well, they find a lot of times, I know with me, because I was doing my research, and I actually had, when I was growing up, I had a lot of issues with gastritis and poor digestion. And I remember going to the hospital when I was probably about 12 or 11 years old, you know, because I had such pain, you know, and it probably was heartburn. And they said, oh, it's gastritis. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. So they said, take Maalox, you know. So, okay, but you know, are you really fixing, what was the cause? What was the
investigating,
reason?
asking you what you're eating,
Exactly.
you know, nothing like
that. No.
And
And, you know, I remember being on Tagamet, which is something that is for, you know, like ulcers and what have you. And, you know, like, I didn't know that I needed to actually fix what I was eating, you know, because that's all you really had to do was really, you know, but I was young. Okay, but and they weren't, you know, I wasn't in control. You know, I'm eating White Castles. You know, I'm eating my French fries, and you know, I had so unhealthy choices. You know, because my mama, you know, that's what she fed me, so I enjoyed it. And we're going to carve
right, and because you know, and the foods that you know we eat now are very different from foods that they had in the 30s and 40s and 50s.
Process.
Yeah.
You know, they're produced differently. The oils that we use are rancid. They affect digestion. So there's a lot of factors, and you know, we can make food taste good, but you can't fool your body. Once you put it in there, once the dust settles, the body it wreaks havoc on the body, and you can see by skin disorders. Your eyes, hair, brittle nails.
Right.
Your body shows all the indications of malnutrition, even though you're eating a lot of food.
Well, they say first of all you have to start by eating and chewing. You know, they say to chew at least 25 chews, and then because you have to masticate it really, really well. So then you can
it can process
and it can be dietary, and you have your nutrients.
If digestion starts there, you have to make sure that's the first part that is being utilized at its full capacity.
Exactly.
You just put it in your mouth, you swallow it down, you just skip the whole big process.
Exactly.
When you're starving, you're just heaving.
Yeah.
How can I get it in faster? Because it's almost, let me tell you, when I would go through having late night eating that stuff, I would eat for at least 20 to 25 minutes just eating. I would finish eating something and I'd go and eat something else because the brain couldn't catch up with it.
Right.
And what I was eating was processed food because I wasn't going to go home and cook
Yeah.
at 12 o'clock.
There was no nutrients in the processed food.
No,
The body
there's
doesn't even
absolutely
register
none.
it.
High in calories and
Low
in
in
nutrition.
and we all know this.
Yeah.
But we'll
And high in sugar.
And
yes.
very
Oh, my
high
gosh.
in sugar,
So-
which causes the addiction.
Yes,
Right.
and then you're not giving yourself the body what your body needs, and then it goes into this cycle of
And you still
of
need.
yeah,
You know what? Sugar does that, but what actually does it even more is the fact that the body is not being fed nutrients, and that's
Right.
what keeps the body craving.
Hungry.
Sugar is one thing, but more importantly, the body is being malnutrition.
right.
So we'll continue to have ghrelin produced if it's not getting what it needs.
Well, you have your body is deprived of what it needs
Right.
for sure.
Because once you remove fat from food, how do you give the food flavor? You give it sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Sugar.
And salt.
Yeah, and well, the
Yeah.
salt isn't horrible, but you have to be conscious also because then you go for the blood pressure and all those other things.
You know, that was the one thing. I had diabetes, but everybody kept saying, and do you have high blood pressure? I was like, no.
No. Well, see, I had high blood pressure, but no diabetes, you know.
Yeah, I had the diabetes.
Yeah. And I know our family has a lot of diabetes, you know. Really bad.
Yes, because a lot of them are really heavy.
Yeah. But you know what? I always had the gastric issues, you know, because even like prior to me going on to my well, I had the lap band surgery. And I didn't even want to share it with my people, you know, because it was like, I don't want anybody to be talking about me. Okay. So I was like, this is
Keep
secret.
your
You know, I was like,
opinion to
whatever. Because I think I went to the restaurant
Yes.
one time with you.
Yes.
And I said, don't say nothing.
I know. She took me aside. And was like, don't say anything. And I was like, why? She's like, because I don't want nobody's opinion. I'm like, okay, let me leave her alone.
But sometimes we need other people's opinion.
No. Because you know what? Because sometimes you're not asking for it. I'm doing what I'm going to do anyway.
Yeah,
So
I
guess
need to
what?
help
I don't
myself.
need anything negative to come
Right.
through.
Okay. I
Okay?
got what you're saying.
So at that point, the people I was with at that point,
Was negative.
they would not give
would
me
not
They were not
any
supportive.
positive. They would
Yeah.
not have seen, you know, well, why haven't you losing more weight or what have you?
They would have found an issue.
You know? So it was just preferable not to go
Say
there.
anything.
You
Yeah, so she
understand?
just told me, and I kept my mouth closed.
You did. I love
Well,
that.
I try.
well, you know what? You know what's interesting now? I mean, there are people that are heavy now. There are people that are thin, and they're both still dying from the same condition.
Yes.
This is true.
Right.
This is
Yes,
true.
But they're not
malnutrition.
immune to
Yes.
it now. So you know, but the deal is that there's not any ground or solid information for people to follow. All we can do is go by our own personal experiences.
Well, you know what's
I
so
mean-
funny? You know, when I was looking at this, you know, a lot of the disorders, they really have to, you know, like try to figure it out because all of the disorders have the same type of issues. So it's like,
Right?
well,
They're all linked.
yeah, but they don't know. Okay, do you have celiac disease or do you
Yeah, there's a
have
name for
ulcerative
each one of
colitis?
these things, and it's very confusing. But one thing people don't realize is what we spoke about a while ago is knowing your body. There's triggers of certain foods that we put in our bodies, and they respond to it. That's a simple way to figure out what not to do to cause an issue. Because, I mean,
Absolutely. I agree with
the
that
doctor's
completely.
not
Once you
sitting.
put something in your body that's not supposed to be there, your body
Yeah.
will let you know.
Why we
it's
keep, you know,
supposed to be
if
there. You
when-
need to listen to that.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, definitely.
Then
Definitely.
I
But
know.
they want to give you a pill.
They want to give you
So we run to them
it out.
for help, but we are the first person that can tell us what's wrong with us. Is like, okay, something is wrong here.
Right.
I know in my family, I think a lot of them was lactose, and I never thought about it being an issue with me until I got pregnant. And then at some point, I'm like, why I drink milk and there's an issue? And if I didn't catch on, I would have said, okay, I need to stop because that's upsetting me somehow, some way. So we are our first sign of being a doctor, you know, as far as running out instead, we ask ourselves, okay, I ate this, I drank that, this is happening. I need to stop.
Right.
Because the doctor's not going to ask.
Don't document what they eat.
No, they don't document it. It's not normal to document it. No.
They don't even know what's in it.
You know what it is? I'm sorry. I think that because at the end of the day, when we go to the supermarket or we go somewhere to buy food, we assume that we can trust the people that are producing whatever is in that package. But you have
Sadly
to
enough,
look
we're
beyond
not.
what you see and understand that most of the things that we consume now, the motivation is profit. And there's hardly any regulation because a lot of people who travel to this country, the first thing they notice is how much sugar is in all the food. I've traveled to Europe, I've been in South America, various places. The food is not the way it is in this country, and we have a pandemic of illnesses and obesity, unlike anywhere else on the globe.
Yeah, it's extremely sad, you know, because I know that at one point they were suspecting the fact that I might have celiac disease, so I had to have a colonoscopy, and because all of a sudden I developed certain allergies, and that's another thing. A lot of people are developing a lot of food allergies, and when I turned 40, all of a sudden I became very sensitive to a lot of different foods, including milk, whey, which is a byproduct of milk, gluten, you know, and various things, broccoli, string beans, all kinds of stuff, you know, bananas,
And some stuff is healthy.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's just how it's made. It's how
I
it's
don't
processed.
know. It just
What's added to it during the development to make so many of them and to,
Yes.
don't get me
How
started.
it's being
How they're made.
yeah,
Right.
well, you have your GMOs and all that at this point, but then they couldn't determine what I actually had, you know, because at this point I had GERD, you know, acid reflux.
So they want to put a name on it to give you something.
But they
Right.
but,
That's
but,
what that's about.
but the thing was, all these
Yeah.
reactions, all these things were happening in my body, but what did I have, you know? So we never really found out what I had. You know, the symptoms have stopped because I've started making healthier choices.
Right.
You know, so now I'm making healthier choices, so now I don't have the GERD anymore. I don't have the acid
Right, there you
reflux.
go. Because actually, you know, they tell us, they make us think that because we have these allergies, that's something that's permanent.
Yeah.
But allergies come on when you're deficient in certain things that are supposed to be in your body. And they never talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they could do all the testing that they want. They have a million tests, but they don't know where anything comes from.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, and that's the scary part because the thing is they tell you might have this, you might have that, and then I was looking at what is it, leaky gut syndrome?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, what is that? You know, so but they really can't tell what it is. You know, it's like, but you know, I'm thinking as I was looking at that, I might have had that. You know, who knows? You know, it's like,
all the symptoms
hello.
sound similar. I mean, all
Exactly,
pretty much similar.
exactly.
Just take this pill and try this out.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're searching for
try
the
this
name
pill.
to give you that you
That's why
have.
it's called a practice.
Yeah.
They're practicing on you.
Well, they even say, well, what the Crohn's, you know, the Crohn's disease, you know. So they, what is
Well,
that?
Crohn's is a form of leaky gut also.
Is that
What happens is
Leaky
yeah.
gut again.
Yeah,
once nutrients are broken down into their smallest components, they're actually leaking through the cell wall.
right,
So now the body has no protection.
right, and it's going into your
Right.
bloodstream, you know, and
Going
that's
into
scary.
the bloodstream instead of
Yeah,
being utilized by the cells. Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's poisoning the body.
right,
Yeah.
right. It gets toxic because now you have foods that are supposed to stay in your gut. Are now the byproducts
Outside.
and the end products
That's
are
what
now
that
in your
means?
blood. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I was reading. Okay.
I just wanted to share a little bit, Dee, and your friends. It was a pleasure calling in, and just keep doing what you're doing because people need to know, they need to be informed, and this is the only way we're going to be able to protect ourselves.
We have to talk
Knowledge
about
is
it.
power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Very true.
Well, we really appreciate you calling in, and you know, anytime you're welcome to come and or call us and share your knowledge.
And feel free, folks, I also have a show, and it's called Body Shop TV, The Body Mechanic and Cella, every Saturday from 2 to 4. Dee, keep doing what you're doing. We
Thank
love
you.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, take
You're
care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So,
Learned a lot.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, we need to just have the knowledge. We know that things are happening,
Yes.
and you go to the doctor, you go to the GI doctor. They're trying to figure out, because you got to go to the specialist, because who else are you going to go to? So you go to the specialist, and then they try to figure out what it is. Then you go to a nutritionist, and then they try to figure out. But basically, you know what you need to do.
Yeah, you know,
You know, we
first.
got to get back to
Well, the
basics.
food
Right.
kind
You know?
of, you gotta think about it. Like, we're getting bad food. The bad food makes us feel bad. We don't have
It's a
energy.
cycle.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And so it's almost like the Matrix, right? We're just sitting there like batteries. Because guess what? The guy this week, he said, because the American public is ignorant about the health care, that it's really a tax and not a real plan for us in health care. And he called us idiots. And so I think about this. I say, you know, I watch a lot of documentaries, and I noticed that, like, beef and, like, things just don't taste the same. I remember when I was coming up.
They're not grass fed, so
No.
why would it taste?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hormone
And
fed.
we had a cow.
Right.
And one year we went down. Now my brother named the cow. You're not supposed to name cow.
And you came home, he was gone.
Cow was gone.
He was on the table.
Yes, cow was on table.
What was the name?
Bessie. Poor Bessie. Yes. God rest Bessie.
But Bessie was good?
Was
Because he was grass fed.
Yes. And, you know, growing up, and I remember we didn't have, like, we would go down south and visit. There wasn't a lot of meat on the table. There were a lot of fresh vegetables.
Yeah.
I remember cut fresh tomatoes. And tomatoes, when they're vine ripen and you smell them, oh my God, you can't help but.
There's a DVD called the Eating DVD, and it really, really is a mind blower when it talks about food and what.
Well, there are a
and
lot
how
of things
they
I
grow
know.
meat. And,
Yes.
and I was like,
Scary.
yes,
Scary.
And
Scary
after
crap.
after gastric bypass,
Yeah.
I cut back on meat like nobody's
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
I'll eat beans all day. I'll even rice and, you know, vegetables. But meat, I've kind of backed off from. I'll have a little bit of meat, but my body doesn't call for it anymore.
Yeah.
I used to have a very, 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 very bad problem that I was in a lot of pain. I went to the iridologist, and she told me, cut the meat. That evening, our whole family was violent because we didn't have any meat. We were violent.
If you're going to do it, do it slowly, gradually.
We went cold turkey.
Oh, no.
Because after what she sat down and explained, we
Okay.
went cold turkey. We said we didn't care.
That was ready.
No, we went cold turkey.
You didn't wean
No.
down.
No.
You just-
We went cold turkey.
Because you hear
And we
enough.
were all angry black folks. But
Oh, my
she
God.
said, if you're going to eat meat, make sure it is grass-fed
Yeah.
and not full of stuff.
Well, also you have to look at your eggs. You
Yeah.
have to look at
Even my
your
eggs are
butter. You
breastfed.
have to look
Yeah,
at
all
all
of that.
those things. You know, if you're going to utilize it, and you rather utilize the real stuff. You know, if you're going to don't half step. You know, why are you going to go for margarine? Margarine is the worst stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So everything that you put into your body, you really got to have the real stuff. I remember my grandma, you know, snapping the peas and,
Right,
and
yes,
taking
yes.
the spinach and cooking everything fresh, you know. And then she used to go to the butcher and get the meat cut and
they
grind
did
it and what
things-
have you know.
Whatever you ate was that day.
Yes. Yes.
When the supermarkets came and now we can
Oh my gosh.
surplus food, we have all this old backup food and we have freezer burn food, just, you know, putting stuff in the freezer. Everybody used to go to the butcher
Every
that-
day, basically.
You went
Yeah.
wherever you wanted to, whatever meat or vegetables, that was for that day. Almost like God saying, this is your manna for this day, you save it. Go ahead and save it. And it turned to worm.
Matter of fact, the way our eating habits is in our digestive system, we are now backed up on meals because it's not coming out.
No.
Yeah,
So you
no,
back up
no,
on
that's the
meals.
truth. Well, the thing is, the beef that stays there for what, 4 weeks or so, And actually, this is the reason why we did this this topic, because I started going back to the colonoscopy. Well, not the what is it? I went and had a colon
Colon cleanse?
irrigation.
Okay.
Oh,
A colonic.
Colonic. Yes. So I went
They
to
are
see my
liberating.
yeah. Oh my God. But it feels so very good, So I was like, I have missed that, So I went back to my lady, she takes good care of me, and I was like, oh, I got to have you on the on the show, but she wasn't able to make it. But I was like, I'm still going to do this because this is important. Because it's the basics. It's the building blocks, that makes you healthy, and all the disorders that are, like stemming from that, even hemorrhoids, and constant, and what is it? You got the appendicitis and what, diverticulitis, and it's like all inflammation, but it's all about diet. It's all about putting more fiber into your body and staying away from certain things, like maybe that's why my body now is rejecting milk. That's why my body is now rejecting gluten. This is, why is my body rejecting all
these
this?
are the things
Maybe
that it's
because it's
okay.
not good for you.
Right.
Hello?
Well,
Process too.
well, we were eating that potato bread just because it tastes so good.
Oh, it feels so good. It tastes so good. Everything
But-
tastes good.
But, like my mom, she had, like, we don't gain weight. We don't have big butts and we don't have big hips. We're very small,
That's you.
Yeah. I didn't inherit that part. I inherited my mother's body. But when we gain weight, it's right
there.
here.
Yeah.
And so she kept saying, I don't know why I feel so bloated. And I was like, maybe take it off of bread. And she stopped eating the potato bread and the white bread and nothing white. And that week, her weak belly, because that's what I called it after I saw her, it flattened out. It wasn't that she, was gaining all this weight in the one place. It was because she had inflammation from the gluten.
Yeah.
And once she got off the gluten, her stomach went down.
Yeah.
She had the wrong grain in her body at the time.
Yeah.
Well, all that, and you have to realize also, all that turns into sugar.
Yeah.
So,
But if it's going to turn into, we need the sugar, like I always talk
Certain
about.
types of sugar.
So cut it out, yeah,
Wait,
certain,
for
yeah,
fuel.
refined,
Fuel.
we don't need. But,
No.
when it comes down to like,
Fruits.
but the fruits,
Yes,
you have
fruit-
to go back to the
yeah.
basics. You just
The
really have to
natural
go
sugars.
and that's
Whole
why
grains.
I did
The necessary
measure
sugars,
you
yeah.
today on our.
Try to call me an old lady.
Well, no. Well, the thing was, we always like to measure to find out how old your body is inside, And the thing is, but you had a little lotion on, so we'll have to
I'm
do
a
it another
black
time.
woman. We don't go anywhere without lotion.
I
Which cracks me up. Man, so the first question the woman asked me, you going to get your breast smashed. She goes,
Do you have any lotion on?
I was like,
Oil?
do you see who I am? You got some alcohol, I'll go get it off. But do you see who I am? I am not going anywhere without lotion.
Well,
Write my name on my skin.
but next time you come,
I'll lighten it up.
I'm gonna make sure you don't put it right on here.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Just one little area.
just wear long
Okay.
sleeves so you ain't gonna
Yes.
show the arm off.
But I was
And
going
then
to say
I'll
I
bring
had
some-
to keep my sleeves down so you
No,
couldn't
I'll bring
see
some
my
lotion so you can put on afterwards.
certain things,
Because you know what? It's important. This is going to be a medical marker for everybody.
Okay.
And right now in Europe, they are using it as a medical marker. So what's, your internal age. And what it is they're measuring that sugar-protein combo. And what happens is they find that when you have too much of it, it starts attacking your organs. And that's why we know. That's why we have all these disorders and diseases. That's what's happening, because it's going into your brain. It's
Yes.
going into your skin. You have all these
And
folks
that's
with
why
all wrinkled up.
That's
and
why they called us
having-
idiots, because brain is not working. We should be out
Alzheimer's.
there
Once that's
fighting
Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
why do you have
for
so
good,
much?
healthy foods.
Yeah.
We need to be fighting for those things.
And-
Like, okay, the FDA is not doing their job.
Oh,
And then
gosh.
they'll recall something way after the fact. And you're like, okay, didn't you know this before
Yes.
you put this on the market?
But
Oh,
they,
they wanted the
did.
money.
Yes.
They did, but you know
They wanted
what?
the money
Watch out.
to make you addicted,
You
to
know,
make
people
you
are
sick.
it's all about the dollar.
the dollar.
Yeah.
And you know what? We need sponsors. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's all about the
sponsors.
dollar.
For the right direction.
For the right
Yeah.
direction. So if
For
you
the
all
right
liking
direction.
what we're doing, because I know the time is kind of ticking away, our hours just go like that.
Oh, man.
I know. It's like, oh. But I know. Did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time.
I'm so glad you came out.
I know. Last minute,
I know. I
she
called
called me and I said, "Ooh, God must be working in your favor. I'm off tonight. I'm usually at the restaurant working tonight."
Yeah, you know. She was complaining that she had gone and had physical therapy today and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. We're going to work on that and we're going to make it.
Well,
So-
no. My physical therapy has a lot to do with because I stand on my feet all day, so I
Okay.
make adjustments, and so I'm not drinking that nasty stuff, and I don't want nothing to grow on me.
Well, you know, whatever's good for you
Water.
doesn't really taste that great. So you have to,
Well, I
you
drink
know.
enough things that don't taste great. I'll
So you
make
need to,
smoothies
but
and
this
stuff
is,
Okay.
like
this,
that.
well, you,
You
can
can
put
make
this in there.
smoothies out of
The
that.
body starts
Yes.
accepting it, and then you begin to love the taste.
See, we got three
We
of
all had acquired. We all said the
See,
same thing you
yeah.
said, and we acquired the taste over time because we know it's good for us.
Well, I'm going to have to say,
Bye bye.
we're going to get you,
You got to do it like.
we're going to get you started. But
Okay.
thank you again for coming out, everybody, my friends,
Oh, amen.
and hanging out with Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. And we'll be back next week. And
All right.
enjoy, you know, and tell your friends. And definitely need some everybody
Sponsors.
watching and sponsors. Okay, have a blessed one. Take care. Bye.
Bye.